Coming up on City Spotlight, we're talking all things Arcola. We'll talk with the Mayor of Arcola, Larry Ferguson, and Bill Wagoner, Arcola City Administrator, with an update on the new residential property off Route 133. Plus, new additions to the downtown area, the new pavilion, and the Sweeping Beauties, and an update on construction of the new bypass road to Libman's. And then we'll wrap up the show as we head out to downtown Arcola, and we'll talk with the new Executive Director of the Arcola Chamber of Commerce, Angie Miller. Today, we're talking Arcola on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. We're in the studio for this episode on Arcola, and we welcome back to the program here on Arcola, the Mayor of Arcola, Larry Ferguson. Welcome back, Larry.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. And Bill Wagoner, Arcola City Administrator. Good to see you again, Bill.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Pleasure to have you guys on here as we tape on October 9th, 3/4 through the year in Arcola in 2018. And we're going to catch up on some things that maybe we talked about last fall. And I think let's start off with the Yost property there on off 133 there. There's some buildings up. Give us an update on that, please.
There's 56 units. They're duplex style. They are actually ahead of schedule. They were planned to be done in February. There's a chance they may get done before the year is up here. So, okay. Most of them are under roof. A lot of the road is poured. All the public infrastructure is completed. So they're cranking right along.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice addition there across the street from the high school. I understand also a new fitness center will be up there as well.
Yeah, that's a different project, of course. Officials are putting that up. Be a nice addition there, along with everything else that's going on. Sometimes when things get built, it's domino effect. So we like to see that for sure.
Yeah, it's that whole section there now. You got a lot of things going on there. Very exciting to have a lot of stuff going on that side of the road. Absolutely.
I think a lot of people say, well, what's going on back there? And they'll drive back and kind of take a look, and they're pretty excited about these things. So.
The addition of new residential for people to reside in Arcola. It's you don't get to put those up every day. So talk about the addition of more residential in Arcola.
Well, it's big in a lot of fronts. You're adding new students hopefully to the district. Their incremental cost for new students not very much, but their potential revenue increase from the state is very beneficial. So they're looking for that right now. We've been working with Dr. Mulligan and trying to plan some sidewalks to facilitate that traffic, and it's great. It's just we're getting along really well with the school district and trying to grow our community and make it better and a place that people want to be at.
Okay, very good. Let's head over to the downtown area. Some additions, but first of all, let's talk about one of the buildings there, the Lindenmeyer Insurance Building there. Had some structural. Yeah. Tell us about what happened there.
We have our buildings downtown is about 150 years old and plus. And the east end of actually the old Lindenmeyer building came down, I believe it was around April of this year. Something that's a 2-story magnitude of bricks falling. It's been quite a challenge for the owners just to get things done, get things cleaned up. They're still in the process of looking at trying to get the wall back up. We were able to visit with them on occasion to see where the project was going. A lot of people were concerned about broom corn not being able to come through that area. That might have to cancel the broom corn, and we were assured that everything was going to be okay, and it was. So that was nice to see that we could continue on with that tradition. And they're working towards a solution right now. So Rome wasn't built in a day, so we're just looking at some different options.
All right. Thank you for that update. Obviously, about 6 months ago that happened. There's a new pavilion in the downtown area, and I understand it got used for broom corn this year.
Absolutely. It was kind of on our long-range plan, and with the plans going on at broom corn, they decided they needed it faster than we were really ready for. So Larry kind of threw together some specs and met with some contractors, and it was kind of a build-to-suit situation, and it ended up being a local contractor, Fuller Wente from Mattoon, that was a little bit around the project, and they did a really nice job for us. And I tell you, with the weather this year, it was definitely needed in that lot.
Where's the location of it?
It's there on Oak Street, across from the depot, and I don't know how we'd have got through the festival without having that there this year.
We'd talked about this a year or so ago. The tent rental is very expensive. It went up to $3,500 for the tent for the chamber put on that event right there with the beer tent.
Right.
And we talked about doing something along that lines, putting some structure up permanently. The foundation and the chamber and the city went together. Graciously around $40,000 per entity to put that thing up, and we had a lot of donors come in to play. We're going to use this for more than just the beer tent. I think we're going to name it the beer garden, the way I hear it, because it's not a tent anymore. But we have a lot of activities we're looking to have in that facility, and it can be used for other things such as reunions and things of that nature. So it's not just a one-off, where it's just for the beer tent.
You already have a community center near the downtown area. Now you have this, so another place for things to be held.
Sure,
absolutely.
Excellent. All right, very good. And I understand the museum, update on the museum, the old Raggedy Ann Museum.
So it's now a walk-through time with Raggedy Ann and Andy. So it's they've got a lot of new cultural heritage kind of situation. They've got the Hispanic community exhibit in there. It's really great. Herlinda Kaufman, yes. She did that, and it's something to see. And Carolyn Cloyd's put an exhibit in there for the military, and then of course we have the Raggy exhibits, and there's several other things in there. It's just it's come together really nicely. It's all volunteer driven, and it's a new asset for our community. Yeah,
the chamber driven event.
Yeah. Right. We'll ask the new executive director here in our second segment, Angie Miller, about that a little bit. Nice addition there. Good to hear about that. Let's go over a little public works and something we talked about last fall, and exciting news, some water main work, the new digital meters. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're live. The customers can log into Ion Water and put in their account information, and they can see their water usage. It's broken down by the day, the hour, the minute. You can see when you wake up in the middle of the night, use the bathroom, you're going to use your 1.7 gallons of water there, and that reflects in the graph. And if the grandkids are outside filling water balloons, they leave the garden hose on, it shows up clearly. So there's no mystery water leaks anymore. It's all right there on the graph. And it's very helpful for us to catch water leaks before it's a big problem for people, because that's always an unexpected expense, because your water bill is traditionally a month behind from when you use it. So
right.
It's going to be a good asset for our residents, a good service.
I think also, we don't have our city public works guys out reading the meters like they did.
Okay.
Which that's evolved over the time anyway. They used to do it with a book and write down the numbers,
right.
But that's freed up time to do other things.
So digital avenue has hit the water readings in Arcola. Very good. Any other public works to report on, or it was just the water main work?
We did about 7,400 feet of water main this summer. So it looks like a gopher exploded around the school area, but it's been a good deal. A little tumultuous for some people to deal with around that construction, but they'll come back this spring and they'll seed it and till it, and you'll never know we were even there. So It's been great.
All right, very good. Update on the Libman's bypass road. I understand there's some work being done on it now, and it'll be done soon.
I don't know about soon.
But
we would like for it to be done soon. Yeah, they've been working on that since about June? Yeah.
Okay.
Big project. I don't know what the total footage is, but the Libman trucks will be coming in off of Route 45 onto 300 North, which is on the very north end of Arcola.
Right.
Two houses from me, I guess.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of traffic, which will be fine. But they're doing a really good job. It's a really big undertaking with all the drainage and the amount of concrete they're putting down, which would be nice. It won't be just an oil and chip road, it'll be concrete, and we want to get this done right.
And obviously the positive of this is to divert traffic away from all those trucks going through downtown. What was the number of trucks you say?
About 60 trucks a day, and it doesn't seem to be declining any, that's for sure. It's been a long time coming. I think it's been about 10 years that we've had this project in our minds of doing something, and it's evolved over the years, and finally to see it come to fruition is a big deal.
Okay.
We appreciate the state partnering with us finally on making that happen.
All right, very good. I think I bypassed one other thing in the downtown area, but we'll touch upon that here in just a second. Obviously, there are some new lights over at the Thomas Bradford football field there at Arcola High School. Talk about that addition for Arcola. Football's a little bit big in your town.
Yeah, I think it's neat that they've been able to adapt the LED technology to work in that situation. I think the school district was wise to go that route. I think they've updated the PA system, so now we've got a great scoreboard. It's a first-class facility for a 1A school. I think I'm waiting for them to put the AstroTurf in, but other than that, it's pretty great.
It's a pretty good start there.
Yeah,
very good.
Very bright.
Very bright. That's important. Yes, they were very bright lights. Broomcorn Festival happened about a month before we're taping this. It was a little bit wet this year. You mentioned the pavilion. The new pavilion helped out with that. How did all things go considering the weather?
Well, I mean, I think the chamber can speak to that this afternoon, but I think it went well for the amount of rain that we got, and it actually was kind of cool. I think the race went off pretty well. I know what happened is the stage events got moved over to the Arcola Center, so we had a nice place for that to take place. Mm-hmm. That was a good move on our new chamber director. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of shuffling, and I think they did a really great job with that. I helped with the broom tent, which my neighbor owns the broom company, mm-hmm. and got a lot of people from Chicago, around St. Louis that still came in when it was raining and all. So I think it was well attended for the amount of the kind of weather we received.
And in a couple of years, we'll have a significant number anniversary for the Broomcorn here. So
that was the 48th this year.
50's coming around the corner.
Yeah,
I have it on my calendar. So continue doing this program. I'll definitely be there for the 50th. Very good. Glad it went off considering all things with the weather. Very good. Downtown area. Tell us about the Sweeping Beauties, please.
I think it's another great addition to our downtown. Pat Monahan's imagination knows no bounds. He brought that to the beautification committee, and they jumped on board with it and helped line up the artist with Pat, and Combs Auto Body did the clear coating on it, and J.B. Helmuth and his staff came up with these little devices that mount to the light poles, and mm-hmm. You can actually turn and look at the broom. So it's they're secured and nice, and it's a neat addition.
Very nice.
For folks that don't know what we're talking about, where are those located at?
They're on Main Street. They're giant fiberglass brooms that are. They've each got their own unique theme, and it's interesting how artists kind of their mind wraps around things that you wouldn't come up with on a normal basis, but they all have unique ideas, and they presented them in art form, and they're great.
I think it's kind of a spin-off from our murals too, because I think some of the same artist pitched in and did these brooms. It was just really nice. We have one clear off on the other side of 45 on Main Street, so it's got the lone broom, but it's really eye-catching. It's a neon green type broom, so pretty interesting. Green's
my favorite color. Look forward to checking that out. In our next segment, we'll obviously talk with the new executive director of the Arcola Chamber of Commerce, Angie Miller. You want to talk a little bit about the Arcola Community and Economic Development. You guys are working with the chamber on that. Tell us what that is, please.
Yeah, so there's a group. It's mainly driven by the school and the chamber and the city. We've got involvement from community organizations, and we meet on a regular basis, and we're kind of outlining ways to help facilitate business in our community, be it a new startup or somebody that picks up the phone randomly and says, "Hey, I want to come to your town." How do we address that? And one of the things we've been very successful with is our CEO program with our schools, and we're hoping to maybe evolve that into an adult version of that class, and maybe have a 6-week course in the spring that helps people get everybody's got their own ideas of how to do their business, but from idea to actual implementation, we lose a lot of people, so we're going to help them try to get that first step.
Okay, very good. And Angie, as we'll talk in our next segment, she's a native of Arcola. Her being a new addition to the chamber there, she knows the community quite well there. Anything you want to say about Angie before we talk to her in person?
I think she's hit the ground running. I really believe that. Other chamber executive directors did a great job. She is younger, got a newer vision. We need that. The digital world's out there, so we need to embrace that, and she's really good at those kind of things. So I think she's excited about her job, which is great. It's going to help Arcola in that aspect. Just a great addition.
All right, very good. We'll talk with her in a second. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure talking with you about Arcola. Larry Ferguson, the mayor of Arcola. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks for having us.
And Bill Wagoner, Arcola City Administrator. Always a pleasure talking with you, Bill.
Thanks for having us again.
Thank you, gentlemen. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll head to downtown Arcola and talk with the new Executive Director of the Arcola Chamber of Commerce, Angie Miller. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Arcola. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this episode on Arcola. As you can see, we have left the studio for this second segment. We are outside the historic depot here in downtown Arcola, and we welcome, first time to the program, Angie Miller. She is the new Executive Director of the Arcola Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the program, Angie.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Pleasure to have you. And we're in downtown Arcola, outside the beautiful depot. Lots of history in here. We're going to learn about what's going on with the chamber.
Yes.
You're a first-time guest here on the program. Can you tell us about yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Angie Miller. I'm native to Arcola, been here my whole life. Married to Glenn Miller. He's from the Arthur area, and we have 2 children that attend school here in Arcola. I was so excited to get this position. I just love Arcola, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And so you've been on the job how many months?
About 2.5 months.
Okay, very good.
Took over in late July, so it was we were getting ready for broomcorn, so it was super busy right as soon as I took over. But it's been great so far.
Okay, fantastic. We're taping this on October 9th, so you've been in the job since summer. And what are you most excited about this new position for you? The chamber, you oversee a lot of the businesses, and we'll talk about that in a second. What are you most excited about this new position for you?
I am most excited just because it puts my roots deeper here in Arcola. I love Arcola. I love to support businesses that are here, promoting the tourism in the area, using everything that we have around here to get people to this area. I just love it. It's just something that I really enjoy doing.
This fabulous historic facility you have here, the historic depot here in Arcola, they recognize the sign with the Raggedy Ann on it. Great place to work too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, very good. I think we've talked with one other person from the Arcola Chamber in the past. It was Mark Spainhour about the broomcorn about 3 years ago, but let's talk more in detail about the Arcola Chamber and some of the things you do. You oversee the businesses here in Arcola. What are some of the things you're responsible for and/or activities? I believe you're kind of in charge of Broomcorn Festival? Yeah,
I'm in charge of quite a bit at Broomcorn. We do a lot of the promoting. We are encouraging any business to join the chamber so that they can partner with us. We can help them to promote their business. We do different lunch and learn programs, different seminars, anything that we can do to help the business owner get a little further in their journey. We will have some exciting things coming up that we want to start, some different programs, but we just really want to partner with everybody, work together as a team to bring more people to Arcola, more businesses to Arcola, just keep things rolling as good as they've been going. So
let's highlight one of the things we just mentioned there. Broomcorn Festival was about a month prior to us taping this segment.
Yeah.
And you came into the position kind of right on the cusp of Broomcorn.
Yeah.
From your standpoint in this position, what was that like? And I understand this past broomcorn was a little bit soggy.
Yeah, it was probably the wettest broomcorn in probably about 25 years, but that's okay. We still had a lot of the festivities like we normally do. We just kept right on going, still had our wonderful parade. It was a little shorter than normal this year, but that's okay. We still had a really great day on Sunday. We had cloud cover, but we had a lot of people still come visit. So it was still a great broomcorn. It was out of the ordinary, but it's okay. It'll be another year just to build on. So.
And right across the street from where we're taping here at the depot is the brand new pavilion that we briefly talked about with Larry and Bill in the previous segment, and that obviously got used a little bit at this past broomcorn.
It did. It got its first christening at the Broomcorn Festival this year. So we're able to use that pavilion for our beer tent, which will be awesome that we can continue to use that for Broomcorn, but we also can use it for different functions throughout the year. We're planning to maybe have some farmer markets there, maybe a small flea market, different thing. Family reunions could be used there, so it could be used for lots of other things. So we're excited for that to keep moving and different things that we can have there. So
we could talk all segment about broomcorn, but I want to touch about one more thing before we talk about other things. Obviously, in a couple years, you'll have the 50th broomcorn. Is that something you guys are already starting to plan for?
We are starting to plan. We haven't had our final wrap-up meeting yet, but when we have that, we've talked about a lot of the entertainment that we're hoping maybe we can get a couple guys to come back. Maybe we can get some fun things happening, maybe some firework displays. There's been a lot of talk, so we'll see what ends up happening, but it's going to be an exciting event for sure.
Not to overshadow next year's, which will be the 49th. It'll be just as big as, obviously. what are some other activities and or things that the Chamber's involved with that you'd like to share with our audience?
We always, every year, do a couple different fundraisers. We support the local school in dinner that we do out there. We just have a lot of businesses in town that we work with, and we just want to continue that relationship and actually pull in more new people into the Chamber, grab new ideas, get new things going. So it's really an exciting time to be in Arcola, to be a business owner. We really just want to partner together as much as we can and just continue to grow as we've been doing. So.
In our previous segment with Mayor Ferguson and Bill Wagoner from the city, they talked a little bit about the Arcola Community and Economic Development, working with you guys in the Chamber.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that from your perspective, please.
Yeah, so we have started the Arcola Community Economic and Development. It's gone so great. We're still in the infant stages with that too, but we've really been working with people trying to draw some new businesses into Arcola and supporting the ones that we still have. So we've been meeting regularly, developing some plans and what we want to do. So I really think that it's going to go over great. We have a great team on that committee, and we're really all focused on just doing the best we can for Arcola. So
I'll talk about this position and what some of your goals might be for. I know you're in the first couple months of it, but what are some of your goals that you'd like to see happen while you're at the Chamber?
First and foremost, in 2019, I want to see more businesses join Chamber. So I'm going to go around to pretty much every business that we have and introduce myself and tell them how working with us would be a great thing. So we want to grow our membership. We want to just offer more programs for our members, things to do, ways to grow your business, ways to help you market, use Facebook, all those kind of things that sometimes some business owners don't have all of those tools that they need. So we really want to support them in that way. Continue with economic development, I think, is going to be fabulous for Arcola, really having that group of people to really focus on growing and bringing in new businesses and those kind of things. But I mean, I'm just so excited to be able to do this for Arcola. I mean, I grew up here, went to high school here. Our schools are fabulous. We just have such a great group of people here, and the community that we have is amazing. So we just want to just keep pushing that forward and just keep growing together. So. Okay,
very good. And from your standpoint, the Chamber oversees the collective group of businesses here in the town. From your standpoint, tell us about what you think about what Arcola has business-wise right now.
Yeah, Arcola's always been doing great. We're continuing to do great. We have opportunities downtown. We have a few buildings that are empty that we were working on getting filled up. So there's plenty of opportunity here. We have Green Mill Village, which is out on the edge of town, that has our Best Western Hotel and Carriage Crossing Senior Living. So that is a whole other area that would be great to do some more development out there, right close to the interstate, right off of I-57, which helps us out so much, having that interstate traffic. So I think there's just so much opportunity here that we can just keep reaching up, keep working.
Your thoughts, being a native of Arcola, I think that's a unique perspective that you're from here and that you're serving here and giving back in that way. Some of the new additions to downtown. You have the new museum that Bill and Larry talked about. Obviously the gorgeous Raggedy Ann statue here that was debuted, I believe, last year. Talk about some of the new things that you like that have been recently added to Arcola.
Yeah, the Arcola A Walk Through Time Museum, which is downtown. It's open around, usually on the weekends. Just right now, it's just up and coming. We're going to have our grand opening in December for that project, but it's so neat in there. You can really see a lot of Arcola's history, a lot of our Hispanic heritage. You can see Raggedy Ann and Andy, of course. We highlight them a lot, and our rich history in sporting as well in Arcola, with our couple, football trophies that we got and those kind of things. Just a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit. But it really is great. It's not just for tourists; it's for our local people as well, just to have that pride and a way to show off Arcola with one other item that we have. The sweeping beauties that are downtown, the brooms, that just adds another one of those art pieces. We have the wall dog murals. We just have so much that is just happening in Arcola, and it's just so fun to be able to walk the streets and see the historic buildings, see the murals, see everything, and see the brooms spinning around.
There's a mural right over your shoulder, one of the businesses right there. So lots of different ways for Arcola to display beauty, whether it be recent or new, the beauties obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a lot of exciting things.
In my last couple of questions for you here, you've probably already stated my final question here for you or so. What do you enjoy about being a part of this community and the direction that Arcola is going?
I just wouldn't be anywhere else. This is just such an amazing community. I can't say enough about the people. You know, when I go around and maybe ask somebody to be on a committee or, hey, come to this meeting, people are just willing to do it. You know, they're you know, how can I help? You know, a lot of times people don't maybe want to be involved, or everybody's busy, and you know, that's the way everybody is. But people around here are just, they're excited to live in Arcola as well. They want to be part of this community. They want to see our community thrive just as much as we at the Chamber do. So it's just easy. It's easy to live here. It's easy to work and stay here with the community that we have. So.
You mentioned the opening of the new museum. My final question for you is, are there any upcoming Chamber activities or events that you'd like to mention to our audience here that are coming up?
We are going to have just a couple things for our Chamber members, or the only thing that we have coming up, which arcolachamber.com is the place to find out all of those different events. We do have a Santa parade and things that are coming December 8th. We have that happening. That's the same time as the grand opening will be for the museum. So we have a holiday open house too that's coming up the first and second weekends in November, and that's downtown shopping. It's amazing to come downtown and shop Arcola because it's so relaxed. It's so laid back. Our customer service is amazing downtown. You can just you know, come in. If you need help with anything, there's going to be somebody there to greet you. There's an amazing selection of things downtown to purchase for your holiday shopping.
Great perspective here from a native of Arcola, the new Executive Director of the Arcola Chamber of Commerce, Angie Miller. It's been a pleasure having you on City Spotlight.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for coming to Arcola.
No problem. Look forward to chatting with you again down the road.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. And that'll do it for this episode on Arcola. We thank you for watching City Spotlight, and we'll see you next time. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.